Good morning. We've got more gear failures. Oh boy. My tape job finally failed due to the pressure on it. Sigh. Why is it raining? The sun's shining. What?
Okay, there are all these tiny frogs like everywhere, and they're very cute, but it's also really hard not to step on them because they're like all over the place on the trail. Oh my goodness. I don't want to hurt you little guys. This is absolutely insane. If you look ahead, all of those tiny little dots on the trail are all frogs. Oh man. I really don't want to step on them, but you have to go really slow. And even when you go slow, sometimes you can't predict where they're going to go. Oh my goodness.
Look at this. It's a frog stampede. Look at how many frogs there are.
There's a log just full of them. And as soon as you start going near, they start to move for the most part. They're just all over the place. It's crazy. Here's some trying to climb up the
Stampede.
thing here. Henry's filming a frog stampede.
Everywhere.
Wow.
Look out, guys.
These are crazy.
Coming through.
This one's still struggling. Do you need help, buddy? Oh. Seems like he should be able to get up, but he is having a hard time. Little guy. You can do it. Yeah! 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 Good job, buddy. Good job.
That is not a tiny frog.
Henry is getting us some water at this very picturesque little stream. And there's one place to get water in like 10 miles or something, but I don't really want to go there, so I think I'm going to try to get a full complement of water. I just love little streams. They're so pleasant.
Dang, look at that bad boy. That's Devil's Peak. We're gonna go on the trail up in the saddle between it and Lee Peak. Welcome to another episode of Peak Bagging with Hank Lather, the show where I bag mostly inconsequential peaks along the PCT. Today's episode is a bunch of peaks that are very close, so temptingly close to the PCT, that I'm gonna see if any of them are baggable. That's Devil's Peak behind me. We're gonna start with Devils and Lee and see if either of those are doable. Also, the saddle's amazing. It'd be even more amazing if the air quality weren't so horrible. There's McLaughlin in the background and Shrouded. Some other stuff. It's PCT way over there. Devil's Peak. And that's where we came from, down in there. Okay, so there's basically, of course, Bivy. And basically a path to the top of this one. Nice, unmarked. Always a pleasant find for me. All right, this is it, I believe. I don't think that thing over there is taller, which is good, because nope, can't climb that. Over there is Lee Peak. That's my next goal. Dang, this is a sick stump here. Huh, cut there. It almost looks like it was planted here, but it's so convincing that I would believe that it just grew here. But I think it was planted here, unfortunately. I don't know. It might be real. I mean, see that root all the way down? It's just so perfect. If it is real, might be my favorite tree stump ever. Less of a trail on Lee. Kind of choose your own adventure. That is not the top, and even if it were, I wouldn't go up that. So much of this rock is just loose. Just kind of sitting there in these pancake shells. No good. Well, we'll see if I can get around the other way, but I think I may be turning around. There's the top of Devils. That was class 1, scramble, no hands, walk up, easy. All right, I think that may be Lee Peak, but too much exposure. Could also be that set of trees just over there, but I'm gonna call it quits. I think this is good enough. Quite the spiny spine. There's Lee.
I just love these flowers so much. I can never get over it. These actually look like a slightly different shape. I wonder if they're a little different, but they're just so cute. So susical. I love them.
Those are some of my other candidates. I think that's Shale Butte to the left. Don't know what the one to the right is. And there's one tucked away up here. There's another trail on top of Devil's Peak that I think was maybe like a high ridgeline route, but I didn't really know. So, and I didn't really want to skip any of the PCT, although I have done that before to bag peaks. I have never seen so many butterflies. They're just being blown by the wind down this tunnel straight at me. So many of them. This is crazy. Return of the Dr. Seuss plants. They're still so fluffy. I love petting them. So nice. All right, I'm on Shale Butte. That was very short. A little scrambling, not too bad. There's Jupiter and Venus to the left. Lucifer's Peak straight ahead. I might do that one after this. Then Devil's Peak, Lee. And off in the distance across the burn zone is McLaughlin. Looks like there's still some snow on the side of it. There, zoomed in. That's all you can see in McLaughlin. All right, this is Lucifer that I'm walking up. Wasn't gonna do it, except I got to the top of Shale Butte and I saw that as soon as you gained the ridge, it was, looked very, very nice. And indeed, it is very nice up here. From the trail, it looks like it's gonna be another Lee slog around a sharp, pointy knife's ridge, but this is a lot better. This is fun. This is a nice peak. This is really wonderful. This is good. There's Devils and Lee. More of the summit of Lucifer. And over there, Shale Butte. And I think this is gonna be my last one for today, because I'm gonna do McLaughlin tomorrow. And it's 12:20, got about 20 miles to do today. And I gotta catch Pamela. There's looking up at Shale Butte. And man, I never get tired of these views. And this rock cut into the mountain. This path is awesome. Yeah, I just don't get tired of it. I actually thought I would, one good reason to do through hiking is I would just get tired of the outdoors. So I wasn't always trying to be going to the outdoors, and it didn't work. Had the opposite effect. All right, time to walk along the edge of this cliff to a reported pond to get some water before the next spring. What do you know? There it is. Yum. Dang, this water is gross. I'm gonna try to not fall in like I did somewhat recently into a pond such as this. Gonna be bouncing on that log. Dang, that's a cool peak. I think that's Luther Peak. I do want to go, but I don't think I have enough time. It was just so close. Hopefully this will just be like a 20-minute bag. There's the top. It is very cool. It's a lake over there. McLaughlin. That lake I filtered water from, all the way down there. I had kind of stopped asking Nobos if they had gone through, because I kind of assumed they're either a section hiker or have gone entirely through. But a woman who just passed me asked me if I was a Sobo or flipper, so I told her flipper. So I thought I wouldn't be bothering her if I asked her, and she skipped from Kearsarge to South Lake Tahoe. It's interesting. I thought we were done with, thought everyone who I would see now has just gone straight through. Also, it is the hottest day we have hiked in so far, and we're at like 6,000 feet of elevation.
It cannot be overstated how chill these deer are. Okay, I realize you can't really see because of the sunlight. There's a deer right there. You can see it kind of wagging its tail a little bit. It is like maybe 25 feet from me. And I've been sitting here eating a snack. I'm not being quiet. It looks at me. It goes back to eating. Like, these deer just, like, do not care about people in any way. I've never seen anything like it. Okay, two things really quick. One, I definitely overestimated. That deer was like 15 feet from me. It was very close. Two, I didn't have the wherewithal to film it at the time that I saw it, and then once we were done getting water, it was like I would have had to backtrack not very far, but I just, again, didn't have the wherewithal. But sitting by a tree was a horseshoe. I think that's what it was. And not like a horseshoe, like, oh, the metal curvy thing that you nail on the bottom of a horse's hoof. No, it was like a shoe. Like a shoe for a child. Except for that it's like for a horse. And it was just sitting there by the base of a tree. Like, did it fall off? How would they not notice that it fell off? I don't know. It didn't say it was a horseshoe, but when you look at it, you're like, I can't think of anything that thing is other than a shoe for a horse. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, 7 miles till camp. This is going to be like a 28-mile day. We got some big days planned because we're kind of on a tight schedule to get to our Amtrak. I'm kind of feeling like maybe we should have just booked it the next day because there's some like resorts and stuff that I didn't really realize and people really like. I'm like, shoot, I would really like to be going to those, but when you have to do like 26, 27, whatever miles a day, it's hard to budget in, like, to take extra, not just distance walking, but also time to go to those places. So I don't know that we're going to be able to. I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe we made the wrong choice here, but I don't know. We have our tickets. I did what I thought was, and we did what we thought was best and doable at the time. So it'll be okay. I think our plan is very doable, but the question is just like, man, if we had a little more wiggle room, we might choose to do this a little differently. So anyway, I don't know, but we've certainly got to go plenty of places and enjoyed, you know, Shelter Cove, and especially, what was that one, Elk Lake, I think? No, Elk Lake is coming up. Was it Elk Lake? Now I can't even remember. Anyway, another one that we went to, and Olali, obviously that one's like really close on the trail, so that doesn't totally count, but it was like the same idea. We've gotten to do several of the Oregon resorts as it were, which is a fun experience. So anyway, Henry just left the water source to go ahead, set up the tent and stuff. And I told him to just try to just go to sleep. If I'm not there, I should be there by around 9. But just to go to sleep if he was ready, because he is gonna get up early tomorrow to try to bag, I think it's called McLaughlin. It's a pretty big side adventure that he's going on. But logistically, it kind of works out better if he can leave all his stuff with me in the tent, and then come back, and basically we start hiking for the day from our campsite. But we still have to leave like not too late because of the mileage we need to do. So he has to get up really early. So anyway, but it will mean that he doesn't have to like carry anything with him other than like just his water in his bag. So that'll make it faster and easier for him since he doesn't have to carry anything else. So anyway, that's the situation there. And yeah, haven't really filmed much today. It's been hot. The trail was kind of rough at the beginning of the day. There were a lot of blowdowns and a lot of rocks, some lava rock, just like very kind of uneven trail that you just can't go that fast on. But it's gotten better. And yeah, I'm gonna try to kick it into high gear and hopefully be able to knock out these 7 miles in the next 2.5 hours, maybe. Hopefully, that's the hope. We'll see if it happens. Bye.
Just filtered from a spring. So delicious and cold. The only problem is that pond kind of wrecked my filter. It was almost a brand new cartridge, and it's looking like it's been out in the trail for 2 months now. And the problem is, unlike the Sawyers, you can't back flush. So all you can do is shake, which does help, but it'd be best with hot water, I think. So when we get to Ashland, maybe try to optimize that filter a little. Good old far out. So they fixed the problem with having marginal cell service and all your offline maps deleting and the trail deleting. So that's good. I just got a pop-up notification that said, notification, missing PCT hiker found. So I clicked read now, and I'm very happy to see that a PCT hiker, a 17-year-old, has been found after being lost for 48 hours 2 years ago. Very timely notification. I have no idea. Maybe it was triggered by me entering like some radius where he was last seen. Still, 2021. Always good to get an update from the past. The comments on how I'm supposed to best get water from this campsite are interesting. I'm supposed to bushwhack down this rocky incline. Best done during the day, following GPS to the lake. Who knows where that is? I'm thinking I should have just used the trail, but they said that the trail is like much longer, and they said the trail has lots of bushwhacking too. But I don't know, man. Not bad. Now I gotta get water without falling in this log jam. Oh my gosh, these dragonflies are massive. Oh boy. My feet have encountered a new level of dirty. Wow. That is insane. Absolutely bonkers. Can't even see where my big toenail meets my skin. It's just filled in with dirt.